Welcome to the Travel Agent Podcast. I'm your host, Aylin Blanco. I interview successful industry professionals and share my personal journey to becoming a travel agent. This show is for aspiring travel agents and travel professionals at every level. My mission is to uncover the universal keys to thrive in this business. Join me as I take a closer look into the life of a travel agent. Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Travel Agent Podcast. Today we have another fabulous guest, and she is going to introduce herself.
Thanks, Aylin. My name is Lori Hepp, and I am the owner of Playa Bella Weddings and Travel, and I'm a home-based agent focusing on destination wedding travel and luxury group travel, and I'm pretty excited to be here today.
Awesome. We are so excited to have you. So how did you get started?
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm going to date myself, but I really got started way back in the 80s. And I started working at an airline, throwing bags at 4 a.m. and de-icing planes in the frozen tundra of Wisconsin. And then I kind of really just ran the gamut of just about everything in this industry, from managing a multi-million-dollar leisure agency to becoming a flight attendant for a short period of time to working as a corporate travel agent. And I finally then found my passion and my niche of group travel and specifically destination wedding travel to Mexico and the Caribbean.
Wow. Okay. So I can ask you all kinds of questions. But the first question I'd like to really kind of dig into is, since you started a while ago and you got into your own business, what do you wish you would have known when you first started your own business?
That's a pretty long list, but for the sake of time, we'll kind of keep it short. I guess I wish I had known how stressful it was. People look at this job as kind of a glamorous job. You know, we're traveling all over. But what the general public doesn't really understand is the stress that can be behind that, dealing with airlines and FAA regulations, and nowadays the CDC and all the different protocols. There is a pretty big element of stress that's involved in this industry, but that is also put in the back of your mind. Once you make someone really happy and you make their dreams come true, it's all forgotten. You know, it's kind of like having a baby. It's painful for a little bit, but then once you've got that little dumpling in your arms, life is good.
So how do you deal with your stress? Because I feel like over the last, 18 months now, it's been a little bit more than stressful.
Yeah, for sure. It's been off the charts for everyone. And truthfully, I wax and wane from my self-care modalities, but truthfully, a good walk outside or even just at the Y, just going around that track, that really helps to clear my mind. Time with friends, just hanging out around a campfire on a Friday night just helps me decompress and get rid of all the stress of the week. And also looking forward to some trip that I've got coming up. That always helps to alleviate some of the stress. That's for sure. And a good massage might help too every now and then.
Good massage. Yes. So what is some of the resources or software, what does your tech stack look like?
Well, I will be honest with you. I am not the most techie person in the world. I do have a great support team that handles most of my IT issues. What I work with most is basically my CRM, which is I use 2 of them, Test and CB Online, Travify for different quotes and itineraries, Zoom, of course, for consultations, and Acuity Scheduler to schedule those appointments, my website, social media accounts. That's really about it. I'm not super, super high tech.
You named a whole lot of software and not be super techie. So I don't know if that's true or not. For those who are looking to getting into this industry, what is the one thing that you found has been the most important in developing a successful business?
To me, developing a successful business and advice I would have for anyone getting into this business would be to find a niche. It's a big world out there, a big, huge planet. And to try to know all of it, I think we're doing clients a disservice because we become jack of all trades and master of none. And I think once we really find something that really resonates with us and is a passion for us, we can then hone in on that and we can craft that like an art. And you become this expert in that particular region or that particular type of travel, whatever it may be. And then you set yourself apart and you're sought out as a leader, an expert in that particular area of travel or region of travel, whatever you want to call that.
I want everyone to hear that. And we talk about this very often, but the riches are in the niches. And as soon as you kind of narrow your focus, things start to make more sense and people know, right?
Yeah.
How have you kind of handled this panorama? What kind of conversations are you having with them to kind of reassure them, or, even the insurance conversation? What does that look like for you right now?
Well, I did my own traveling during this pandemic as much as I possibly could, which really was only 3 trips to Mexico during the whole COVID thing. And going there was probably the best thing for me so I could live and experience how things are being handled down there. And 90% of my business currently is within Mexico. So I can reassure my people of the protocols and the standards. And truthfully, the resorts and the tourism companies, they've all done such an amazing job at keeping tourists safe that poor America could take a lesson from that, because it's incredible the amount of money and time they've invested. So getting that a point across to clients, hey, just not be sure they really want to do this. It's really important. And of course, always insurance right now. You can't not. It's easier to lose a couple $100 than it is to lose a couple thousand. And that's really how I state it to them. And it's been a good thing.
I agree. I definitely was right there with you. I also went to Mexico. I just think that now, if we're going to sell travel, then we need to kind of travel ourselves to make sure that we're not sending our clients into, right?
Exactly. Yes.
So is there anything coming up in business or personal that you're really excited about in the next couple months?
For sure. This year, I've been to plenty of different conferences along the way that are romance travel related or destination wedding travel related, which is my focus. But this year, I will be attending Love Mexico in the Riviera Maya in November. And we are staying at Hotel Escorted. And it's a 4-day conference filled with all things love and romance and destination weddings. And I was actually selected to receive their hosted lodging program, which not everyone that attends gets. You have to be vetted and fill out a form. And I was one of the chosen few that I get to be hosted at Hotel Escorted. So I'm super excited over that.
That's so exciting.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Any plans to do anything outside of that, or with your business? Are you going to expand, get ICs? Is there any, you don't have to tell me. It could be a secret.
No, I love telling. I love talking about my business. Actually, other than Love Mexico, I will be down there for a retreat as well with my host agency. And then I'll be spending some more time doing some resort inspections and meeting with some other vendors down there that I work with quite a bit. So a lot on the table for November. I'll be there for 2 full weeks. But it's interesting that you asked about an IC. I did just bring on my very first IC, and I'm super excited. She is an ex-coworker. We worked together at Fun Jet Vacations for a while, and she stayed there quite a bit longer than I did, but she's got a good feel for the business, a passion for the business, and incredible customer service skills. So she's really going to be a great asset once I find the time to really sit and train with her on some of my systems. It's exciting.
Well, it sounds like you have a really full rest of the year and leveling up. So I'm excited to kind of follow your journey and see where you are in, 6 months to a year. And I just really appreciate you coming on the show and sharing your expertise and your experience.
Well, my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Thank you for joining the Travel Agent Podcast. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review. Visit thetraveleagentpodcast.com for more information about today's episode and other travel agent resources. Be sure to tune in every Thursday for new episodes. Until next time, continue to build a travel business you love.